I was involved in this crazy gold scam in Ghana.
It just makes it easier.
That's why I like you.
Due to security reasons, certain stuff will be left out. Nonetheless, it's an interesting story that you might want to hear. Last year, which was 2022, I was involved in a massive gold scam in Ghana, and I'm gonna tell you guys about how I got involved to begin with, and how crazy this got, and how hilarious, scary, and insane the whole thing was, and how people really use their brains to outsmart people, put in a lot of work, the adrenaline, and a lot more that was involved in this thing. That my mind was blown away. So let's dive into it. As you guys are aware, I'm currently having a court case on my land, and I went to court. That's the day that they placed the injunction on my land. I was stressed out. I'm like, no way, because I mean, that injunction, that's a story for another day. But you know, boys, I couldn't come home, and I had to go swim to get my mind off it, kind of, you know, do a few stuff. So I went to town. I didn't even come home. My driver brought me my bags and stuff to change. I just went to the hotel, my second home. I was supposed to be there for 2 days. I ended up being there for 2 weeks. That's how I ended up in this gold scam. So let me tell you, while I was at the hotel, I think 2 days before this day, on Wednesday, right? This happened on Friday. I went there on Friday. That's when I met these guys. But Wednesday, I was there. I go to that hotel a lot. Like, this is my second home. I do my meetings there. I go there a lot. Like, Friday, I was there. I met them again. Wednesday, I saw them. I didn't talk to them. Friday, I was there. You know, I was chilling with the director of the place. The whole night was like a live event. You know, we have fun. And on my way to my room to go sleep, around 9:30, these guys finally approached me. 2 South African guys, white dudes. We started talking, and they started, you know, they wanted to hang out. You know what I mean? I was tired, man. It was like 9:30 p.m. So I'm like, okay, let's just hang out. These guys want to talk. Let's hang out. Let's see what's up with it. So we ended up hanging out. They liked me a lot. You know, they started telling me about what they are down here for. They are down here to buy gold, and they wanted to register a company with this Ghanaian. To register a company down here in Ghana, it's a lot of headaches. It's easier if you register with a Ghanaian. They are Ghanaian rep. And you guys already know how Ghana is. This guy's already trying to scam them. So if I could help them out, he's trying to scam them for the business registration. Try to charge them like 3 times for how much the business registration is supposed to cost. They did a few research, and they're like, yeah, we can't trust this guy. He's trying to get us for just business registration. Imagine if we start dealing with him with huge sums of money with this gold. He's gonna screw us up. So you are my guy. You know, they saw me. I didn't need their money. You know, they liked the way I presented myself. They needed help to register the business. So I'm like, you know what? Me being the guy I am, everything has to be professional. So I'm gonna introduce you guys to my lawyer, because this gold stuff you guys talking about, I have no idea. I'm not involved in gold. I don't know anything about gold. So I'm gonna get my lawyer involved, see what you guys talking about, and then see how we could work together. No problem. So the night went by. You know, I hanged with these guys like 4 a.m. or something. It was nuts. Came back to sleep. I was tired the next day. They came in, called my lawyer. Lawyer came in, met these guys. They wanted to register a company with me as a director in Ghana. At the time, you know, I'm having all these issues. I'm like, I got time. I could help these guys out. Why not? I will learn the ins and outs. I'm a smart guy. I could study stuff and I'll get it. No problem. I was trying to advise these guys. You know, it was 2 of them. The leader, I was, you know, I'm not trying to mention names here. Let's call him Mr. V. Mr. V and Mr. E. That's what we're going to call him. Mr. V is the kind of more experienced guy. You know, he's been doing this business for a while, supposedly. And then Mr. E has been dealing with minerals, but he's new to this gold, you know, transactions. He's kind of new, but he brought Mr. V here. Mr. E brought Mr. V here, and that's me. So it's 3 of us now. And I was trying to tell these guys to get my lawyer involved, because Ghana is crazy. Ghana is nuts. And, you know, get a lawyer involved to dig into stuff, man, before you go ahead. Though I didn't know anything about it, that's one thing I knew of Ghana. But Mr. V, who is the leader, would not listen. The guy was full of himself, very arrogant. He knew what he was doing. He would go with this first transaction, and then he would get my lawyer involved, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, all right, no problem. So the way the gold transaction works is, you cannot just come and get gold, especially if you're buying huge quantities. Okay, you can't. The most you can carry on a plane legally is 10 kgs, 10 kilogram of gold. You can take that and walk on a plane with it, with a proper documentation, with an exporter. You know, you need an exporter first of all. You need an exporter with a license to process the whole thing, give you the documents, and you can take 10 kgs and walk on a plane with it, fly with it, attach it to you, whatever you gotta do. and then you can take it with you. And we're supposed to take this gold to Dubai. Okay, that's one way. The other way is to take 1 kg and pass it to passengers, and then they don't need anything. They can just take the gold and they'll be fine. Well, it's worth more than $10,000, so they have to clear it and all that stuff. But they'll be fine. People do that. They take it at the end of the trip and then they pay people. People do that. But to go the professional way, there's 2 ways of purchasing the gold. There's FOB, free on board. So that one, you buy the gold in cash, all of it in cash, and then you take it to wherever you're taking it with an exporter, end of deal. And then you have CIF, which is cost, insurance, and freight method of doing this. So with that one, which is the one that they were going for, with that one, you have to pay the exporter for his work, doing the proper documentation on the minerals that you're taking, and then you're going to pay for the shipping and all the taxes and all that. And then the actual transaction is going to happen in Dubai. The actual transaction is going to happen in Dubai because Mr. V, who's the leader, has the license in Dubai to do gold transaction, but he cannot do it down here. He's not supposed to buy and sell gold in Ghana. He is not. So he's going to deal with all these taxes, let the exporter with the license handle it. So there is an exporter and there is the gold seller himself, which is Mr. Kwame. It's a simple name, so I'm going to go with that. Mr. Kwame is the seller of the gold, and Mr. E is basically like the middleman. So he was the one talking to Mr. Kwame from South Africa before. He's the one who found Mr. V and told him, hey, I have a guy in Ghana, Mr. Kwame, who is going to be selling gold to you. He got a lot of gold, you know, whole bunch of stuff. I'm new to this. So I left the hotel briefly, came home to get more stuff since, you know, I'm at war here and these guys needed me desperately. Okay, they didn't know anybody down here. They didn't know how things were operating down here. They didn't understand the local language. I do. I speak Tree fluently. My parents did a great job. The whole time I was in America, never speak to me in English really. Every once in a while, my father would do, but not my mom. Speak Tree every single time. So my Tree is as clear as it gets. So I understand. And they wanted me around to understand, you know, the crap these guys were talking about, whatnot. They felt safer. They trusted me. They knew I didn't want anything from them really. And I was bored at the time. So I'm like, why not? This is exciting. I learned so much in that 1 week. Though my boys got scammed, I learned a lot. So Mr. V, you know, got money into the country, about $50,000 cash. That's the amount that he needed to clear taxes and all that. The gold itself was 10 kgs of gold, the first shipment, and they were going to go big. So these guys are claiming that they have, even if they want 500 kgs per month, 500 kgs of gold per month, they can provide. That's a lot of money. 1 kg is about $50,000. So they could do 500. So you do the math. That's a lot of freaking money. So that is impossible. Anything over 10, it got to go through cargo. And cargo, you got to have your own plane and all that. It's nuts. So I don't know why Mr. V, who's the expert, believed all this stuff. Because when I spoke to my lawyer was telling me that to get that amount of gold is almost impossible. It's not easy to get it. Big companies are not barely producing that in 6 months. So something was off. This guy wouldn't listen. I'm like, yo, listen to my lawyers. Let's move accordingly. You know what I mean? Let's move by the book. He's got the money. He's ready to move. He said he want to do this first deal, and then he will bring my lawyer in and go through with a big ass transaction. I said, okay, it's not my money. So my first time meeting Mr. Kwame, which is supposed to be the gold seller, is the day that we were supposed to do the fire essay. So to test the gold, they have different methods of testing the gold. One of them is fire essay. They melt the gold and you get a result, and then they put it back together how it's supposed to be. And then you have water essay.
The next one, 1002.62.
And then that gives you kind of like the purity of the gold. So there's 2 types. The difference is once you melt the gold and you put it back, it will never be the same. Some of it will evaporate, and then the stuff that's not real gold and whatnot, you're not going to have the same shape. They were supposed to do the fire essay. So the exporter was supposed to, you know, give them SKR, safekeeping receipt. So that means the money that they're giving, if the exporter is legit, the seller could be fake. That's the method that my guy, Mr. V, has developed over the years of dealing in the gold industry, being scammed on multiple occasions, being successful on multiple occasions. He thought he's figured it out. So his method is, as long as the exporter gives him the safekeeping receipt, he is good. Okay, he shows that he's giving the money to this person. If the seller is a scam, he just goes to the exporter and he gets his money back. So to him, he's not really risking much. But the seller and the exporter were working together, as we came to find out later. So the day of the fire essay, where we were supposed to actually go in and melt the gold, 10 kgs of gold, and put it back together For whatever reason, Mr. Kwame, which is the seller, was extremely late. Mr. Kwame was about 4 hours late, and the spotter, we're gonna give him a name and we're gonna call him Mr. Y. Mr. Y was furious and put in the whole play, cursing Mr. Kwame out, going really hard with Mr. Kwame, you know, being late, being a typical Ghanaian. They give the country a bad name. Just made a whole show going hard to the point where my people, Mr. V and Mr. E, came in and tried to tell Mr. Y to come down because Mr. Kwame is just a human. He doesn't deserve to be disrespected like that. So, you know, we stopped with the confrontation and then we decided to go and perform this fire essay. Miraculously, when we got there, person in charge of the fire essay was on lunch, went somewhere, whatever. That's the day that the gold is supposed to leave. My guy already booked his plane ticket to Dubai. Mr. V is the one leaving to Dubai. Mr. E was to stay with me. My hotel bills were covered. These guys desperately needed me around. My driver was with us, of course. My driver is quite big with a body, kind of like bodyguard kind of guy. So they felt protected. We were driving around in my car. I'm the guy, you know, helping this guy, making their life easier. As a matter of fact, they were even struggling with their plane ticket. I had to go take care of it. Physically go buy the plane ticket from the Emirates office. So I was really working. You know what I mean? I was working with these guys. And for whatever reason, they came in. Mr. Kwame, of course, said he doesn't trust me that much because this is a sensitive subject. And, you know, after day 2, I'm like, no, this is crap. But the first day, so when this happened, I went there, this happened. When they were doing the water tests, I wasn't there, okay? I think I went to buy the plane ticket. And then when I came back, I think it was kind of done. And they did a water essay, which means the shape of the gold remained the same. So later on, when the scam unraveled, I came to find out they actually rented the gold. They rented the gold to perform the scam, right? So Mr. V is very flamboyant, kind of arrogant in a way. Cool guy to hang around with, but he reminds me of Conor McGregor. If you want to know, like, the character that I was dealing with, Conor McGregor, absolutely.
On the count of 3, I want everyone in this arena to scream.
So the guy went in there, put the money on the table, showed off, and he paid for 10 kgs to go. And then he's going to come back and take another 10 kgs. So he paid for 2 transactions. The taxes on it and the spotter fee alone was $42,000 cash. Put on the table, paid cash. And we went back, finished the water essay. Apparently, there was supposed to be a custom officer from the airport that came to, you know, get this gold. And this is a really sensitive subject. So I'm going to leave some details out for security purposes. And, you know, the gold was taken out. And, you know, so my guy went to get ready at the hotel. That's the day that he's supposed to go to the airport, pick up the gold, 10 kgs to Dubai. Off we go. We're going to cash out big time, right? That's the idea. My guy gets to the airport. Now we can hear from Mr. Y, who's the exporter, and he's waiting on the gold. And the time is ticking, and it's like we are sweating balls, man. It's like adrenaline is pumping. What's going on here? This guy's not picking up his phone. My guy is at the airport freaking out. He's got buyers, you know, he's got people in Dubai that he's been bragging to. Like I told you, look at the character, Conor McGregor kind of guy. He's been bragging, he's made huge promises, huge testosterone, huge balls, all about the game. And now he's starting to look stupid. So my guy was frustrated. And we calling this guy, he's not picking up. You know what to do, and he's asking what should he do, you know what I mean? And he said, you know what, just go calm these Dubai guys down and we're gonna figure this thing out. The next day was a holiday. I forgot what kind of holiday it was. I think it was Farmers Day or something like that. Okay, this was happening on the Thursday. The day my guy got stuck was happening on Thursday. So I met these guys the previous Friday. Over the weekend, nothing was happening, nobody was working. That Monday, the money arrived, and then they started the whole procedure. And the Thursday is the day that he's supposed to fly. Friday was a holiday, Farmers Day. So that day that he was flying, now we can't hear from the exporter, right? We can't hear from the exporter. He flew, he went in there, he got to Dubai. That was going nuts, man. But they're trying to revoke his license, yada, yada, yada. He's just losing it. So he's willing to pay more. He's willing to pay more for the gold, right? So now his money is locked up, $42,000 locked up, and there's no gold. He's in Dubai, plane ticket money wasted. I think was like $1,500 wasted. And the other guy, Mr. E, is down here with me. Mr. V in Dubai, putting out fire. He's stressed out. The guy can't even sleep. Nuts. So that spotter, Mr. Y, gave us his secretary number as well. This thing was so freaking brilliantly orchestrated. It was crazy. Connecting the dots backwards, I mean, I was amazed and marveled at, you know, how brilliant these guys orchestrated this thing. And they could actually make legit money with the way they planned this stuff. They can make legit money with that brain because it was amazing. So we called the secretary. Finally, the secretary picks up around 9 p.m. Oh, Mr. Y was, I forgot, what was the excuse? Mr. Y gets like that at work when he gets home and he's eating dinner with his family. He doesn't really do business, yada yada. So, you know, we hear from him the next day or whatever. Something along that line. Nuts. The only reason why this guy picked up and told Mr. Y is because we offer more money. Because my guy in Dubai is trying to pay more money. Because, I mean, he's looking really stupid. Like I said, this like Mayweather kind of guy. He's bragged how he can move a whole bunch of huge sums of gold from Ghana. His greed level was extremely high. The price for the gold did not make sense. Okay, that's why he was extremely greedy here. So greedy that it clouded his judgment. Because me not knowing nothing about the gold business, later on, when I started to understand it, it became obvious that this did not make sense. So I don't know why they bought it, but I think you can attribute all of that to pure greed. He was offering to pay more, $1,500 more. And remember, I bought him the plane ticket. I used my card, so he gave me cash, $1,500. And I am supposed to give him this money, and he will transfer it to me. Because of everything that's going on, whatever. So he spoke to Mr. Y. Mr. Y graciously, His Majesty, agreed to meet us on Saturday. And we'll discuss with this gold stuff because apparently there was some paperwork issues. We're going to meet us up and we're going to sort it out. So Friday was a holiday. We used Friday to put out the fire. Mr. Y finally came on Saturday. Saturday, Mr. Y came in and sat down and had tea with me. Can you believe that? I was drinking tea, got a cup comfortably, had tea with us. And obviously, as I predicted, he said the person who's gonna help us get this thing on the cargo, since my guy is already gone, it has to go to the cargo. I can't take it. I have an American passport. I can just get up and take it. Right? That's the advantage of having an American passport. I can just get up and take this. I don't need a visa or whatever. I can just take that 10 kgs and take it to my guy in Dubai and the whole issue will be over. And that's what I was willing to do because I'm a team player. So Mr. Y obviously saying that, you know, he got to feed some pockets. It's Ghana that we live in, got to buy lunch. That person who's going to help him out is probably, you know, somewhere in Akosombo chilling and all that. So, yeah. So how much will make you happy? Some $1,500 would do, you know. So this guy is acting like he doesn't want the money, playing the whole psychological game to the T, made a few phone calls and all that stuff. I mean, this is a movie, man. He managed to get $1,500 from me. We were parted ways, and that night, that Saturday night, the 10 kgs gold was supposed to be on a cargo flight to Dubai for my friend to pick it up. And we were waiting and talking to this guy. Guys, oh, the plane is leaving in this and this and this. And as a matter of fact, the weighing period and like the heart and all that, like the heart rate and all that stuff, I'm like, I'm gonna go get a massage. So I left Mr. E, who has been left behind because remember, Mr. V is in Dubai. I left Mr. E at the hotel. This guy is drinking like crazy. He's drinking a lot of brandy, like nuts. Brandy and coke, guys, effed up. I'll go get a massage. I came back, I asked him, what's up? Did you hear from this guy? The thing on the plane? No, the guy's not picking up now. So now I'm like, wait a minute. I think you guys are getting scammed. I think you guys are getting scammed. This is not right. You guys are getting scammed. So let's look into this. Mr. E said, nah, man. He trusted Mr. Kwame, right? The guy, he's been talking to this guy for about a year before he came to Ghana. And so he's got good intentions for this guy. He really believes this guy is like, you know, he's actually like a good guy, but he's not. So Mr. E decided to email Mr. Kwame company, the company that Mr. Kwame is supposed to be working for. Mr. E decided to email that company and tell them about Mr. Kwame being a fraud and using their name, doing wrong stuff. Oh, and the day that they came with the gold, Mr. Kwame was with some guy dressed up like a chief and a whole bunch of team, man. Man, you get sold on that. And he wanted to go to the village where the gold was, and I advised him not to do it, and I'm glad he didn't. As later on we came to find out it was a scam. I don't know what would have happened to the guy if he went. I don't know. Or if they were really trying to like really fry his brain in the process, like really have him believing. I don't know what the idea was, but I'm glad that I convinced him not to go, as we came to figure out later on that this whole thing was a scam. So he pinned an email, you know, Mr. Kwame is using their name to do bad deals, yada yada yada. Long message, sent it out. And the guy that was supposed to meet Mr. V in Dubai, because remember, we didn't buy the gold in Ghana. So the gold was supposed to leave to Dubai, and then Mr. Kwame will have somebody, either himself or somebody, go with the gold to go do the transaction in Dubai. That was the deal. So this guy came in. So this whole thing was orchestrated. So now they're going nuts. This guy coming as a savior. We call this guy. This guy is saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have trusted them. Yada yada. If you won't go, this way you go." He was a scam. Another trying to come in. It's crazy. I'm not gonna make this too complicated. So my friend, my new friend, Mr. E, sent this email to the company that Mr. Kwame is supposed to be working for, and basically, yeah, I told my lawyer about it. I'm like, I need your help. I need your help. My lawyer is also my friend. So I'm like, I need your help, you know. I think my guys are getting scammed here. You know, we gotta look into this. And so Sunday was a Sunday, man. Beautiful church day. Because of the good friend he is, you know, he went to his boss. They looked into it, and within less than an hour, they came to find out this guy is actually a scam. Has defrauded people over millions of dollars. It's normal. He used to start small. As a matter of fact, I think my guy's money was a little higher. He used to start with like 20,000, 15,000, and people going millions by just stories on top of stories. And it was slowly unfolding here, right? Because he came for the 1,500. My guy in Dubai was willing to pay more before I brought this lawyer in to find out that, I mean, relax. You know what I mean? And before we got the feedback from our lawyer, not just the feedback, a whole article about this guy being in court, being fraud. Before this happened, my guy, Sunday morning, hears from Kwame. Mr. Kwame, the gold seller, remember? That, hey, so you wrote to the company that this and that and that. I'm like, Mr. E, my good friend, I think, let me see the website that you're talking about. This company that you've been talking about all this while. Let me look at it. Let me see how legit this company is. Came to find out this company is a fraud from just the website. I don't know what he was looking at, man. He just bought a story. It's just the website is fake. Like the pictures shows nothing about this being a real big industry. They got like 10 followers on Twitter. Like it was just so obvious that it's this freaking scam. And I'm like, I think you sent an email directly to this guy. He's in charge of the whole thing. And he just got you by the balls, man. So as messed up as this was, it was hilarious, bro. So now he was pleading with me like, man, this guy gotta pay back. We gotta get the money back. What can we do? Should we get the police involved? Ghana. Yeah, it's not gonna help. So I made a few phone calls and we got the national security involved. And Monday morning, I orchestrated the whole thing and we arrested the guy. And what happened after that is too top secret. So I'm going to leave it as that. And we got back to the hotel after the whole nine, you know, too crazy to get into all this stuff. It's not, you know, national security problem. So got a guy arrested. Nuts. Crazy. Crazy scene. Movie scene. Maybe in future, I'm going to write a movie about this because this was nuts. We finally got a guy. And the reason how we got a guy is quite crazy because he didn't want to come in. Remember, Monday we called him here. We're here. So that you're gonna put this thing on the cargo on Saturday. You and MIA, we are here. And the guy didn't want to come. But he had a transaction, was about to scam somebody for $2.5 million that day. So he had no choice but to come in. He was trying to get us out of there the whole time. And I had this national security guy is like 30 seconds away, just waiting for my, you know, text on WhatsApp like, hey, he's here. That's it. That was the move. So as soon as he got there, I sent a text. They rushed in and then, you know, the whole thing was crazy, bro. Crazy. It was crazy, man. So you know, that's one of the days. Then we came to the hotel and, you know, we got Interpol security and all that stuff. And now, you know, you have people, we seen cars and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't feel safe here. I'm going home. And then Mr. E pleaded to be with me. So he can't stay in this hotel by himself. His partner is in Dubai. He's scared out of his mind. So, I mean, I came home with this guy and he was with me for about 4 days, trying to smooth things out. This is the ghost story. I left some stuff out based on security reasons. I can't get into it, but the story was too good to keep to myself. So that's a gold scam that I was involved in. So be wary of gold deals in Ghana. And this guy got greedy because they were selling him the gold for like $10,000 discount. The market price was like $53,000 at the time. And these guys were saying they could sell it for him for, I think, $43,000 or $46,000, somewhere around there. But it was extremely low. Beautiful gold. In Ghana, that people love money. Why in the world would they give you all this discount? Because you're special? Everybody wants gold. So my guy who did not use his critical thinking at all, he let greed override his common sense, and he got, sadly. But if you've not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like this video, ask me up, comment, let me know what you think. And until next time, my friends, be legendary.